Hello and welcome to Quick Match Heroes. My name is Erin, aka Grishno, and this is Heroes of the Storm. Welcome to the Dragonshire, where we control shrines, free the Dragon Knight, and devastate enemy forts. On the red team, we do have Greymane. This is the first day, I guess, that these matches were played. This was the first day that Greymane is out, so we are seeing Greymane in almost every match for both teams. So we have a Greymane, Thrall, Murky, Diablo, and Lily for the red team. On the blue team, Chen, Brightwing, Vala, Greymane again, and Nazebo. And on the Dragonshire, this is going to be probably one of my least favorite maps. But it is very snowbally, and you'll probably see why in this match. Basically, there are two shrines, one here at the bottom and one here at the top, and the teams need to control these shrines during the objective. If you control both shrines, lasers will come out to this shrine in the middle with the Dragon Knight on it, and if somebody from your team comes and channels at this shrine, they will turn into a dragon. And as a dragon, you are able to create or do some significant damage to the enemy team's structures. So it is a big advantage, but if you get the Dragon Knight once, it is likely you will get it again, meaning it is very snowbally. In the middle lane, we do have Murky coming out against Vala, just gonna go down. Just trying to trade into a Vala, but Murky cannot trade into Vala, not even close. Meanwhile, up top, we do have three members of the blue team. We have Greymane, Thrall, and Lily coming in against Kerrigan and Nazebo, and Brightwing, getting a little bit of damage on some of these towers in the mid lane. Nazebo very low, probably going to have to hit up the sippy cup. Looks like they are able to do that. Meanwhile, mid lane being completely pushed all on its own because Murky did die again. But when you die as Murky, it's only worth, I guess, a quarter of the XP that a normal kill would be. Unless your egg is down, it gets a little complicated. So even though that looks like the third death for Murky, it's only count as about 75% of the XP of a regular death. Looks like all shrines are going to go for the red team, almost, or at least shrines have spawned. Blue team pushing out the top lane. Nazebo very low. Three members of the blue team here. Looks like they should be able to capture that shrine easily, but it does look like Vala is coming in, getting some damage on the Greymane, who is incredibly low, using her escape to jump in as opposed to jumping out. But it does look like Thrall is going to come up, is going to get the top shrine. Vala, meanwhile, coming around saying, no, you do not get this shrine. This is not for you. Murky coming in bottom, though, with the Diablo against Greymane, tossing him over. Will they be able to get the kill? Looks like they might. Murky just doesn't have the damage, is going to come down and is going to try and capture the bottom shrine, though. Diablo heading up to the mid. Doesn't look like anyone from the red team was able here to take advantage of that. Is going to try and clear out this wave, but two members of the red team coming in on Murky. Looks like we have a Greymane and a Chen. Chen is going to be huge for holding down these shrines because they can sit here and drink from this giant jug of beer and just tank for days. Meanwhile, Greymane is going to do a ton of damage. Murky's not going to be able to do anything about this, but has to try. Might try and clear out this wave. Looks like Diablo holding down the mid. You can see both towers are held by the red team, and so they are able to come down and channel. It looks like Murky is going to go down in the bottom, but the top lane, Lily and Thrall and Greymane pushing back Nazebo and Brightwing. Brightwing incredibly low. Blue team just not able to capitalize on it, and the red team is able to use their sippy cup to get some healing over time. Nazebo coming in, Thrall missing his stun, and the waves are coming in, pushing out again. Looks like Vala is going to also come in, and she has tons of damage, tons of range damage, but a little squishy. Thrall coming in, hitting her, and tons of damage going out, but it does look like three members of the red team coming in against the blue team. Blue team is able to actually get the shrine for just a moment, not long enough for Murky in the middle because Murky was stopped by the Greymane, but it's just pushing out this lane, just pushing into the towers, even though dying right there, and that's not going to be great for mid lane because it does look like top shrine is going to be held now by the red team. Three members coming in, pushing back the blue team's Thrall and Lily. Meanwhile, in the bottom, Chen just sitting here like a fucking boss. Just sitting here saying, this is my shrine, you don't get it, leave me alone. Murky saying, no, this is mine, get out of here. But again, you can see this Chen is just going to take no damage. And it does look like the red team was able to get off the channel, even though Diablo was headed up there and is going to try and take out some serious damage on the forts. Diablo throwing the, oh my gosh, using using his abilities to pull the Dragon Knight over the wall. Dragon is going to take some damage from the forts and now has to use their abilities to get out. Looks like the Dragon Knight is going to go down though, leaving Greymane stuck behind enemy lines. Oh my god, Greymane just destroyed. Wow, great move by the blue team's Diablo. That was incredible. What a great way to end this Dragonshire fight right there. What an amazing save. But it does look like at the top, Nazebo and Vala, who are just tons of rage damage, were able to push down the fort, or the towers, as well as the walls here. So the top fort is vulnerable. Looks like they might be pushing in against Thrall. Thrall sort of alone here in a 1v3, getting red team getting tons of damage, is going to be able to take down that tower using the wall of whatever those are, zombies, to get some damage on the fort. And it does look like 3 members of the red team should be able to take down this fort very easily. But Lily coming in, Greymane coming in, getting tons of damage. He's able to take out the red team's Brightwing, just overextending. Looks like they are able... Oh my gosh, Diablo coming in using a body block to get Vala, and Vala does go down. That is 2 members. They just overextended, they stayed their welcome, and they got greedy trying to take out this top fort. Murky, meanwhile, at the bottom, pushing out this lane. Looks like Murky is able to take out this whole wall, and Chen, who is super tanky, just doesn't have the damage or the wave clear ability to push back against a Murky. So Murky isn't able to kill, and they're just gonna dance. They're just going to dance back and forth, but Murky is always going to win in a wave push situation against the Chen. Chen trying to come in. Looks like Greymane is trying to come in. Murky's bubble used, and that means that Murky is going to get on, trying to use some jukes, trying to get out of there, but is going to go down to the red team's Greymane. Shrines have spawned. Diablo down at the bottom, pinging that they need to hold on to this, but it does look like Greymane trying to maybe take down a camp down here at the bottom. They should be able to take it out here with the Chen, who can take all the damage, and Greymane popping into Worgen form should be able to get some serious cleave damage on these minions. Blue team holding the shrine here, not realizing that red team is being sneaky and grabbing this siege camp. Red team is going to exit on the blue team side. That's very aggressive, very greedy. Diablo coming in, trying to get some damage on using ultimate ability just as Brightwing jumps in, taking some damage, literally using her jug of 1,000 fuck yous to try and keep Diablo alive. But 3 members of the red team are going to be able to push them out, and that is going to be 2 shrines held for the red team. Meanwhile, Thrall in the middle, Murky coming down, as well as the Greymane. They are going to try and defend. Murky being very sneaky, tossing out a fish. Are they going to be able to take out Vala? Thrall is here, tons of damage, and it looks like Thrall gets that kill, but most of that responsibility, I think, goes to Murky with that fantastic octograb and just being very sneaky. Meanwhile, bottom lane, 3 members of the red team pushing out against 2 members of the blue team, and Chen is going to maybe try and go up. Murky sitting in the middle, trying to hold this camp, and Nazebo is going to come down. Murky versus Nazebo should be very difficult. Murky is seen, does have spiders coming in bulk against him. But Nazebo, because of that wave clear, just has to push back. Looks like on the bottom, Lily is coming in versus the Brightwing, is polymorphed, but is able, even though polymorphed, able to hold this shrine. It is just, it looks like Murky wasn't able to hold down the middle. You saw that was just barely about to switch for the blue team. Very close. Is Vala going to be able to kill the Murky? Does not look like Murky's able to drink from the sippy cup, and the dragon is coming in. Diablo taking some serious damage from Vala's abilities, and hit from the Dragon Knight is going to take him out. Meanwhile, Murky trying to clear out that wave, is going to be able to clear out that wave. Greymane out of position. Murky trying to get some body blocks, hit some hits on Brightwing, but is going to take tons of damage from Vala. Looks like they do see Murky's egg, and Murky's egg is down, which means Murky does not have a 4-second respawn timer, but it does instead have the entire respawn timer. Is going to respawn at the main area here when they do respawn. But red team is pushing in, trying to get this mid fort down. Are they able to do it? Diablo running in, getting polymorph. Sunder coming out from Thrall. Vala poking and poking and poking. Chen just tons of tanky damage. Greymane, meanwhile, just very low, having to run away. Diablo coming in, and are they going to be able to kill Greymane? They are, but Diablo taking a ton of damage from Vala is going to have to run away. Lily at the same time, just tons of damage. Murky calling for a push, They do have level 13, which means that they are up 1 talent. So tons, a little bit of an advantage here for the blue team, even though red team was pushing in just a second ago, trying to get some fort damage. Looks like the blue team might be able to take this fort down. Chen jumping in, taking tons of damage, but just is not able to, or I guess Diablo was jumping in, taking tons of damage, and was not able to take down this tower right here, and that is going to be Diablo down. But Diablo, a very interesting hero, must have had 60 soul stacks, because they respawned instantly and are going to be back in the fight, but they are going to be a lot less powerful because they have lost their stacks of souls, which they are going to have to start building up through minion waves. Greymane up top, Diablo being sneaky, seeing there that Greymane is alone in a lane. Meanwhile, looks like shrines are about to come out in about 30 seconds, and so all members of all teams are up in the top. Diablo did go in, tons of damage on Greymane with the blue team's Greymane. Greymane running in, taking full damage, but is able, even though using their escape, and now just taking tons of damage from the forts, but they were able to kill the red team's Greymane. Very aggressive play by the blue team's Greymane right here, and as shrines are about to spawn in 4 seconds, it looks like the blue team is in position up top and down bottom to be able to pick up these dragon shrines. Murky coming into the middle. Looks like they are going to try and push out that wave and then see if they can pick up this shrine. Looks like the blue team should have no problem in picking up this shrine, and that means that the dragon, Murky is going to become the dragon, is going to come in and should be able to take out this fort very easily in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Thrall looks like they're coming in, going to help out with that fort as well. Blue team at the same time, though, or red team at the same time, is pushing in with this minion wave at the top. This mid fort does go down to the Dragon Knight, but and it looks like the Dragon Knight is switching to the bottom, but Lily getting tons of damage from Vala's heroic ability. Chen just not able to deliver on the damage, though. Thrall taking tons of damage and is going to go down to Greymane. Is Greymane going to be able to get it on Lily? And Lily does go down. That is 2 kills for the red team's Greymane. Very aggressive play. Dragon Knight, meanwhile, at the bottom, is able to take out the bottom fort. So 2 kills for a fort. Not sure which team really came out ahead, but looks like blue team is about to hit level 16, so they will maintain that talent and that level advantage. Dragon Knight coming up top, seeing if the dragon can get any damage on those the top fort. Doesn't look like. Probably just try and clear out this wave, and looks like coming in maybe actually on that, trying to kick Nazebo back, and now Murky, level 16, does have healing with the bubbles, is going to be very aggressive, is going to just push around here, just puts into the enemy team. They are trying to take out Murky. It doesn't look like they're actually able to do that, and at the same time we have 2 members of the blue team coming in. Diablo coming in on Vala, tons of damage going out on Vala. Pufferfish coming out. Will they take damage from that? It does look like a little bit of damage. Murky is going down, but will be back in 4 seconds. Looks like we have a huge team fight here. 4 versus 5. Diablo using that heroic ability is going to clear out the lane, but isn't going to get a ton of damage. Greymane very low. Diablo jumping in, trying to get some damage on Greymane, but now Diablo low, having to back up. Thrall coming in on Vala, getting tons of damage, and is able to take out Vala. Greymane, meanwhile, still very low, and it looks like Lily and Greymane are going to just trade, and that is 1 member of the blue team down versus 2 members of the red team, giving the blue team just a slight advantage here in the team fight. However, they do have more people here than the blue team does, and so they are going to just ping for retreat. They are going to back up, and I think that that's probably the right move. Meanwhile, Murky pushing the bottom 2 lanes is just going to split push, is going to try and do some Murky things, is going to try and get some XP. They should be able to take out this fort no problem, which should be 400 XP. 3 members of the red team coming down, trying to respond to this Murky. Is Murky going to be able to get away? Let's see. Missing on the wall, but blocking Murky's escape. Murky is running out through the mid lane. Chen coming in, getting some damage, tossing out his bruise, but Murky is fully healed. Now Polymorph, 3 members of the red team coming in, and they are actually able to take out that Murky. Again, that is only worth 1/4 of a kill, and that took 3 members of the team. Meanwhile, Thrall was just pushing in top, is able to get some damage on the fort just a little bit, and the blue team is also able to get the siege camp in the middle, which is going to help out a lot. They are going to go for the bruiser camp up top, which is going to actually push even harder, and shrines at this point are spawning. Looks like red team was thinking about getting the bruiser camp at the bottom, but is instead going to go in for the shrine. Diablo here does see it, is going in on a 1v2, very dangerous, but Greymane coming in from behind, getting some damage on Bala, tons of damage, and it looks like that's just not going to be enough. Greymane in a very serious position. Brightwing jumping in, healing up Greymane. That is huge play on Brightwing, and Greymane's to destroy each other. Diablo, meanwhile, getting some damage on the Brightwing. It's going to come back and is going to take out the shrine. Polymorph use for Brightwing does mean that Diablo should be able to capture this shrine fairly easily. Meanwhile, looks like we have another Murky v Chen battle up top, and you can see Chen just sitting there drinking his beer, getting some shield, and Murky just doesn't have the damage to be able to push back past that, but is trying to harass, is trying to force this Chen to stay here, hoping that the rest of the team will be able to actually capitalize on Chen not being in battles, but instead sitting at a fort. Meanwhile, at bottom, Nazeebo coming in, taking tons of damage. Brightwing poking her head in. Nazeebo is going to go down to the... is maybe going to go down, does finally go down. Brightwing now taking some damage from Lily, of all people, but it looks like blue team is going to be able to hold on to that fort. Lily tossing out some heals on Diablo, but it looks like that camp that red team got is going to try and push in to the fort at the bottom. Diablo just pushing it back though, saying no, this is our fort, you're not going to destroy it. Murky giving up on top and instead pushing down this keep. Is Murky going to be able to do it using an Octo Grab and a Pufferfish on Greymane, who is going to take a ton of damage, but Greymane switching into Worgen form is just going to be able to obliterate Murky there. Coming in, getting some cleave damage, but Murky was able to take out that top fort, and that is going to be a ton of XP. Meanwhile, Thrall pushing in on a keep for some reason in the middle, while red team was able to come in on the bottom, was able to push the blue team out, and now Vala coming in, trying to spin and win, but again, 3 members of the blue team is just going to be obliterated, and that is Brightwing and Vala both down for the red team. Blue team capturing the bottom shrine, and now heading to help out. Looks like Murky, of all people against the Chen, was able to get the top fort finally, because Chen is heading to the middle trying to defend, but is too late because we do have a member of the blue team picking up the Dragonite and pushing into the middle. Murky is going to push top, see if they can take out this fort with that wave, but Dragonite is just going to push straight in because Thrall had already taken down the defensive walls. Chen coming in from behind now is right in the middle, sort of out of position. Diablo using his ultimate ability, tons of damage coming out on Chen, and the Dragonite now focusing on Chen is going to be able to kill him because the Shrink Ray was out. Meanwhile, the keep does go down, that does fall. Diablo coming in, engaging on Greymane. Greymane just walking away. Nazeebo coming in, but very low. Lily using her jug of 1,000 fuck yous to heal everybody on the enemy team. And meanwhile, Murky is just banging behind the gate, saying, "Let me in, let me in!" Coming in, finally getting through the gate. The Dragonite is there, is able to help out, take out some of these towers, which is going to be a significant amount of XP. We are seeing a huge level advance for the blue team, level 21 versus level 18. Blue team getting some damage here. Murky using the pufferfish on Nazeebo isn't able to get the damage and is going down to Greymane. Looks like blue team is still with the Dragonite. Very great use of the Dragonite. You can see the timer bar at the bottom here, and the health bar are almost even, which is sort of about where you want to play with the Dragonite. So it does look like Dragonite is going to end. Greymane is coming out. This is 4 members of the blue team here. Greymane taking tons of damage, is going to go down. Diablo engaging very hard, is going to get polymorphed by the Brightwing, and is going to take some damage and just walk away. Lily, meanwhile, seriously out of position. Diablo coming to peel against the red team's Chen, and Lily running away, getting out of there, but Diablo taking tons of damage, is totally surrounded, is getting polymorphed. Nazeebo misses the zombie wall, but Greymane is going to be able to come in, get some Morgan, cleave damage on that Diablo, but that is a 1-for-1 trade, and Diablo, because he had 60 soul stones, is going to respawn instantly, but again, is not going to be as powerful as he was previously. Thrall, meanwhile, just kicking it in there, is going to be able to leave finally. Probably her thing for some mana or something like that, but looks like 3 members of the blue team coming down, taking out the camp at the bottom. Meanwhile, Murky pushing on bottom, requiring 2 members of the red team to respond, is probably going to be able to clear out this wave. Will Murky be able to survive? Looks red wave is totally cleared out. Tons of damage. 3 members of the team coming in. They were able to take out Murky. Greymane is in serious trouble. Not able to run away, but is running to the friendly blue team. Diablo using his ultimate abilities. Vala out of position. Greymane still very, very low, and Lily using her jug of 1,000 fuck yous to keep him alive. Diablo very low, back behind enemy lines. Nazebo, great placement on this ultimate ability, is going to be able to take out the blue team Diablo, and Greymane looks like is going to possibly be able to take out Chen. No, Chen is running back, and Chen is fully healed, but huge play by the blue team's Greymane, able to take out 2 members of the red team. Chen now in serious trouble. Nazebo also in serious trouble. Meanwhile, Murky pushing top with a siege camp and with a bruiser camp and with 2 of these, catapults as well. Looks like 3 lanes are going to be pushing in, 2 of them with siege camps, 2 of them also with catapults. That is going to be probably a good game because we do have a total team wipe on the side of the red team. Diablo not here to share in the victory, but the blue team is going to start getting some core damage. These lanes coming in, getting some damage on the core, taking up fire from the minion waves. People are just focusing on the core, and it does look like it's going down 25%, 20, 18, 14, 11, 3, and that is going to be good game for the blue team. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Quick Match Heroes. My name is Erin, aka Grishno. Thanks so much for watching.